Yes, guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. How you guys doing? Inter 3, Atalanta 2. Just like the reverse fixture, we beat them 3-2 at their home. We beat them 3-2 again to secure top 4 qualification, UCL qualification, Champions League. You will see us again next season. Whatever happens in a couple of weeks' time in Turkey, in Istanbul, the Champions League will see us again. 2 out of 3, guys. 2 out of 3 of our objectives of the season are complete. Coppa Italia, done. Won. Top 4, done. Dusted. Now, Champions League. Let's see. And Pep, did you watch? I mean, I'm sure those first 10, 15 minutes, he was like, ooh, ay, what have I gotten myself into? But then the rest of the game from Inter today, yeah, I guess that we started off so well that it just led to just a bit of madness afterwards. But thank you, everyone that is here. And by the way, guys, this is the last home game of the season. So again, let's keep the party vibes going, the good vibes going in the chat, everywhere else. Hope you guys are doing it. Ahmad Guardiola, are you watching? He's asking the right questions. Edson. Actually, first thing I want to show as well, guys, the San Siro today, the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium today. How good was it? And Mattia, our boy Mattia, you guys must have seen him. He comes on this channel on Inter Worldwide sometimes. Our boy from Serbia. He was at his first ever game at the San Siro today. This video is not from him, by the way. I just found it on Twitter. But around the 75th minute or something, like the stadium just went brazy. It was, it was dark, but everyone's phones were out. The flashlight was on. Oh, look at this video, guys. Just look at this video. Wow, I'm speechless. I'm jealous of Mattia. Got to watch that live. He got to experience that 70,000 plus people singing that off their, just from their chest, with full of love and passion for Inter, as you should be. Yeah, I wish I was there. I'm glad Mattia got to experience that. Got to watch a 3-2 Inter win. And if you don't know what that song is, by the way, it's I don't actually know what the title of the song is, but basically the song is per la gente che ama soltanto te, per tutti quei chilometri che ho fatto per te, internazionale devi vincere. So it's for the people that, la gente che ama soltanto te, that only loves you, Inter, only you. For all the kilometers I've done for you, per tutti quei chilometri che ho fatto per te, internazionale devi vincere, internazionale, you have to win. So basically, all these kilometers that we do for you, you have to win for us. Well, even if we're not doing kilometers, we're here thousands and thousands of kilometers away. You guys are in, I don't know, Australia, Tunisia, as my boy Basisa, or Indonesia, America, wherever you guys are, Leicester. Yeah, we have one love that we all share, and we're gonna get to see that team in the Champions League next season. Muriel, oh my god, that guy, he had to get his R9 on just against us. He always does this. And then, yeah, he did the worst corner in history afterwards. But what a goal that was. I think he actually I think they gave that own goal to Onana for some reason. Or not for some reason, like it was given to Onana at the end. All eyes on Istanbul. Yes, Ami. All eyes on Istanbul. Good job done. Anthony Rico, hope you guys are doing well. Congrats to over 60,000 subs. No, thank you to everyone that's subbed and supported the channel over this season, especially. Now we win the damn UCL and Lula, guys. Yeah, I have one message for Limone Inzaghi. It has to be Lula. It has to be the Lula for this Champions League final. It has to be these two. It has to be. There's no other way, as Spalletti would say, non c'è altra strada. Because when these two are on the pitch, they cook. And Lautaro, Lukaku today cooked. It cannot be, as much as we love Dzeko, we appreciate Dzeko. Dzeko has done well in the Champions League for us. But this Lukaku that's turning back into form, And, it just has to be. It just has to be. So hopefully Inzaghi's rotations won't be fixed like they have been over this time. Yes, Mighty Mo, top 4 secured. We focus on the final. M66 Leo, thank you very much for joining. I saw you also join the channel membership. I saw you join also Inter Worldwide, so you're supporting all the Inter English content creators out there. So I appreciate you. And I think you said you were from Australia. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Musab, I am satisfied with the season. Yeah, you cannot of course. I think one thing is when you see Inter playing this well, you think yes, we should have done something in Serie A. We should have pushed Napoli right until the end. We should have pushed for the Scudetto. That's the only thing that you can say about this season. But apart from that, Coppa Italia, top 4 secured, second in league at the moment, and then Champions League final. There's literally nothing you can say. But this is, proves what I've been saying all season, why we've been harsh on Inzaghi in the league. This team is more than good enough to be challenging for the Scudetto. It was last year as well, even when people used to moan about Vidal, Vecino, them guys there. This team was still good enough to win the last season. So, yeah, it is what it is. We go, we move on. Grant Nelson, hope you're doing well. The switch off is understandable with this insane schedule. Yeah, I mean, Indro, if I didn't get to do a match preview for this game, I probably would have predicted a draw. A 2-2 or something like that. So the fact that this team keeps winning, even with this crazy schedule, obviously we dropped the ball against Napoli, but that was so much rotation. So yeah, just props to these guys. At the most difficult time of the season, with the most difficult part of our schedule, these guys turned up. So shouts out to them. We criticized them. I criticized them loads in the first half of the season, but right at crunch time, these guys are turning up as they should be. Scalvini was everywhere. I mean, that's their system. You saw he was pressing our defenders at times. He was, you don't even know what type of position he plays. That, role he's given in Atalanta, clearly almost like a libero, like a free role. Yeah, I mean, he looks good. We know he's good. Whether he comes to us, whether we can afford him, that's a different question. But yeah, Scalvini almost scored as well. Scalvini almost scored against us. Fans were so loud, loved every minute of it. Yeah, man, they were. Thing is, Uncle Sharma, Atalanta is always difficult. They beat Milan 5-0 one time. Oh yeah, that was a while ago, Ioannis. But yeah, I was scared at the end when they got a corner and Muriel ruined it. But they made it difficult. Atalanta always difficult for sure. That's why I would have predicted a draw, as I said. Spadus, let's go. Yo, Sharma, Champions League football and pot 2. Oh, yeah, good point, King Dorian. We will be in pot 2 now, which is good. I mean, usually it doesn't clearly. I mean, we're supposed to have a better pot, when we were champions of Italy, but it didn't really help us. But yeah, I guess we'll take these little wins. Hopefully, it actually brings us something. Shams karaoke. Oh, yeah. I mean, I want to be singing that, on the 10th of June after the game. For good reasons. That's what I want to do, Debbie, and I hope you and Ian, of course, will be as well. I thought Mattia would bring bad luck at the stadium. Now we need to send Mattia regularly. Now, if this is going to be the result, we need to be sending Mattia regularly. Yes, Matteo, 2 jobs done, 1 to go. Need to see some young players starting last game. Yeah, I hope now. That Torino game is pretty much useless now, as Basisa says. We still kind of need to do what we can't go into that Champions League game with a loss on our head. So I wouldn't fully rotate completely, but yeah, definitely I want to see some bit more rotation again in that game, like Bellanovas and Aslani again, like we saw against Napoli. So yeah, Dumfries today reverted back to kind of the Dumfries we saw maybe a few months ago. We were seeing him return to form, but today was back to being a bit of a brick freeze. But yeah, it's okay. Got the job done. Thank you, Eduardito. As always, this guy always supporting the channel. Really appreciate you, Eduardo. Qualified to UCL. Great performance overall. Now let's win the UCL, baby. Lula is back. Yes, sir. Let me show again. Lula is back. Where are you guys? There they are. One of my favorites. This is why I made this t-shirt, man. I made this t-shirt back in the Conte era, obviously. You can see the kit, the third kit from that season. It's just iconic to me. You don't see 2-man strike partnerships anymore. To me, it's just like a throwback to, when you used to have those 2-man strike partnerships. So I have a very deep emotional attachment to these two guys, and yeah, I mean they also deliver on the pitch. There's not just emotional attachment. Yeah, I mean he's turning up. I tweeted it. Also, be real with yourself in this channel, guys. Listen to me now. At the beginning of the season, when I kept seeing comments in here in this chat about, oh, you know, it should have been Dybala over Lukaku. Like it was easy at the beginning of the season when Lukaku got that injury, 4 months out, first big injury of his career. Dybala scoring left, right, and center, assisting. That beautiful left foot as always. But you got to come correct with energy now. Dybala, as has shown over the years, now in crunch time, when it's crunch time for his team, and this is the crunch time for teams, you know, April, May. This is when, you know, you win things, March, April, May. He's been injured. Lukaku now is stepping up. So I'm not saying what transfer was better or not. I just want the same energy from those guys that kept flooding my comments like, oh, fire Marotta. This is a, you know, fireable offense to not sign Dybala instead of Lukaku. Like, so I want to remind people that if people say, oh, you said it, people used to say he's injury prone. Yes, he is injury prone. This is his 4th injury this season, Dybala. Whereas with Lukaku is something new that we found out. So I just wanna say, you know, so put the record straight. Sorry, oh my days, this guy. I've learned, bro. Not to touch Lautaro from Bahia Blanca for you. Like this guy started attacking me on Twitter. He went in on me. But guy, look, bro, I'm a techers over stats guy, but that Holland guy is what it is, bro. But I know not to touch that button. No, I'm not pressing that button ever again with you. Oh, this guy almost destroyed me on Twitter, man. No problem, mate. Thanks for all the English content. No, thank you, Leo, Nazario as well. Lautaro is true. Oh, bro, Lautaro today once again. Oof. My God, I think this is the best Lautaro I've seen at Inter. And today, I don't know if you guys saw the news. This guy is still playing with a dodgy ankle. I thought maybe he got over it, but let me get the tweet up so I can explain to you guys if everyone has not seen it. I'll be Celeste Talk. Those guys are always on top of news relating to anything Argentina players. Per la gente che it's in my head now. Here it is. Per tutti quei chilometri che ho fatto per te. See, there is. So he's not going to be in the squad for Argentina in the upcoming games they got. So he's actually going to have a treatment on his ankle. So I guess some sort of operation. So he's going to rest up through the summer, get that injury sorted. So good news for us, but also quite concerning that this guy is still playing with a dodgy ankle. And the fact that he's playing this well, if he's still not 100% fit and he's now playing this well, this is the best Lautaro I've seen at Inter. Like, is there like even another level that this guy can go to? That's the interesting and scary part. Can't be fully satisfied with 12 losses. Yeah. The league 12 losses is just, again, it's still unacceptable. 100%, Ahmed. I've been pushing the Lautaro Ballon d'Or campaign behind the scenes since 2019. This is definitely Nazario. This year, I've also been pushing it recently. Like it's true. And that Champions League, if we get that Champions League, he has to be in that top 3. He has to be in that top 3 because numbers, he's there. Performances, he's there. World Cup trophies, he's going to be there potentially. So he has to be in that conversation for sure. He has to be. He's not even into bias. This is like just facts, straight up facts. And yeah, guys, before we get into the match analysis and the screenshots now, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channels. That'll be in no fit state into June. My nerves will be. I think it's nice though, Debbie. We're going like now. We don't have to. One thing I was dreading it. It was the last game day to secure top 4. At least we don't have to go through that. So there's that. So I'm actually going to be okay. I think that was going to destroy me if we had to do like a Lazio on the last match day, you know, like we did a few years ago. Empoli, those types of matches, those kill you. One question I have: how can I tune into the channel to talk to you, Shama? Do you have a link or something? Yeah, usually it depends, bro. It depends. Like sometimes I drop the link, like you know I did last what's it called, stream. But today it's just going to be me. But yeah, don't worry. We'll do more. Like sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So I'll just drop the link in the chat, and people can join as it goes. Andiamo, what a team. They clearly wanted to put a message out there for City and for the league for horrible scheduling. Oh, yeah, good reminder, You Can Fight Fate. Scheduling was awful. Like, we only had 72 hours since the Coppa Italia. So I was also expecting heavy legs, some tiredness in the players. But there definitely was. But that first 10, 15 minutes, it didn't look like it at all. They came out like an absolute train. Javier, hope you are doing well. Lautaro get Ballon d'Or will be controversial. Oh my God, if Messi fanboys are really, really... And I mean, I replied to this tweet. Let me see if I can find it. I replied to this tweet to say, I replied to this to say, people that cry about Lautaro's World Cup performance, they need to know the conditions that he was in. If anything, he deserved the respect for playing with injury. And look at this, all these, apart from obviously our boys that... There was a good few comments, and then like all these little Messi fanboys here, like, who's supposed to respect the country and his teammates? And this is some BS excuse. Like, yeah, these Messi fanboys just do my head in, man. They need to put some respect on him. They need to put some respect on that guy. We need some defenders. Yep. That's my number one thought. Like, people are talking about, Marcus Thuram or these other guys. Like, for me, the number one concern is the defense. We need to replace Skriniar properly. Like, Darmian has done his job, but we do need a proper Skriniar replacement. Yeah, Orsato, the refereeing today wasn't great, Victor. I agree. It was Atalanta went in hard on some of the players. Even the goal, we'll show it in a minute, but Pasalic's goal, I mean, he kicked right to the back of D'Ambrosio's foot. So I thought that, he didn't kick, he kicked the foot, then the ball. So interesting. It's on my birthday. We're going to meet to watch it and headed to Milan the next day. I'm terrified. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think it will be good vibes anyway. They'll be like, we're going in as underdogs. Wherever happens, I think it will be good vibes in Milan, especially. I think you'll enjoy yourselves. Yeah, Luis, I think he will rotate for Torino. I think he will. I think he should. Unless he wants to play them to keep them match fit, because that Champions League final is still like 2 weeks away. So maybe he probably does want to keep the guys just match fit, because 2 weeks without playing can be quite a long time. So yeah, actually thinking about it now, he probably won't rotate as much as we think he would, even though it's a useless game. I wasn't convinced by people saying that Lula is the best duo during Conte era, but now they're even better. Yeah, I mean, like, now the Lautaro is better. Lukaku is getting back to those levels that he was there before. So yeah, it's I will just love Lula, man. That's why I made this t-shirt, because you don't get these duo partnerships anymore, and to me it's such a good throwback. And yeah, I mean, I still rock this t-shirt, but it's a bit like shrunk because I had it for like over 2 years. But yeah, that Lula is the truth. Lula is the truth. Not bad for a Thai team. Yeah, exactly, Sunit. I mean, we made the best of that 3-day break that the Serie A gave us. Probably defenders the last season, Bremer was a clear target. This season, nobody is impressed in Serie A. Yeah, that's true. There's no real standout, defender of this. Yeah, I mean, Kim Min Jae obviously is going to be the standout, but we're not going to be able to afford that guy. I think he's got a 45 million release clause or something, which obviously is out of our reach. Best part of the game, no gags. Yeah, Mattia got to see no gags, no Correa, and he was sold. It was forced to sub on Aslani as a mezzala. Didn't watch the game, but Lukaku really trying to get there. Oh, bro, yeah, I'm saying he has to start, bro. Michael, make sure you check out Michael's channel, as I always say, great content. He has to start in the final. It can't be Jekyll. This guy he's not just now Lukaku. He's been in form for like 2 months now. This guy is putting goals and assists for 2 months. Yeah, he's got no choice, Inzaghi. He's got no choice for me. Yeah, Sunit, our friend Nima will tell us that he can't play as a mezzala, so don't say it too loud. But anyway, let's get into the slides I had prepared. First, again, just like I shouted out the crowd before, once again, shouts out to the crowd for the whole seasons, as Daniele Mari tweeted, record in the history of Inter, more than 70k average spectators, so per game, and a total of 1.9 million, almost 2 million in total over the season. So all I have to say is to us, to the fans around the world that have been showing this team support, even in the bad periods, because we had bad periods. Remember, like only 2 months ago, March, April, or like the beginning of March, April was absolutely brutal to us. But the fans were always there, 60, 70,000 plus every single time. So fantastic, amazing, hats off to everyone that's been there. And again, this season I didn't manage to go, so hopefully next season I definitely want to make a trip, maybe multiple trips. Hey Chilo, how are you doing, brother? Will Brozo or Toro have the armband for the final? When it's easy, that one. When Brozovic starts, it's always Brozovic. It's always Brozovic, unless today. I mean, I didn't actually pay attention today. I mean, I could be wrong, but from what I always see, it's always like that. When D'Ambrosio starts, it's D'Ambrosio who's the captain. So today should have been D'Ambrosio as the captain. So let's have a look. If maybe FOTMob show it. I didn't actually pay to. Yeah, D'Ambrosio. So it's easy, Chilo. They don't really do it like that. When D'Ambrosio starts, it's D'Ambrosio. When Handanovic starts, it's Handanovic. And if those two aren't there, then it's Brozo. And if Brozovic doesn't start, then it's Lautaro. That's how it works. And obviously, before it was, if it wasn't Handanovic, or if it wasn't Brozovic, then it was Skriniar. Skriniar is still not ready, Shakira. He's still not like fit. He's not much fit, or like he's only started fully training now. Like, but he's still doing personal training. He's not doing he's not training with the team still. So that's what I'm saying. People saying that, yeah, maybe he might be fully fit for the. There's no way you can't be fit for after 4 months in such a short period of time. Like you would need like 2 or 3 90-minute games. Then I'll be like, But yeah, that guy is he shouldn't start at all. 100%, he shouldn't start that Champions League game under Moratti, even on that trouble season. Sometimes, Dindro. I think there's been a shift, though. It's things have changed in Italy. It's not just Inter in general. Average attendance, even though the stadiums have been changed, there's been a mentality change in Italy in terms of going to the stadium. Maybe because it's safer now, maybe because it's become cooler. I don't know what it is, but it's not just Inter. Like, all average attendances in Italy have improved now. Used to tune into Serie A football in like 2013, 14, and 15, 16. Like, you just see empty stadiums. You tune into like a random, Sassuolo actually always still empty, but just like any random game, and there's always be empty. But now it's even like like look at Roma. I mean, the Mourinho factor as well, but like Roma, Lazio as well have good like average attendance numbers. Like, I think there's been a bit of a mentality change. In the Banta era, yeah, we were averaging around 45,000, I think it was, like 40, 50k, which rightly. But again, I think even if we had a Banta era now, I think you still be averaging a bit more. I think there's been a bit of a shift in Italian mentality, which I'm not sure what to attribute it to exactly. But yeah, no, the stadiums haven't even improved. Yeah, obviously, I'm not saying the thingy, but the stadiums just need to improve first. But the fact that even these old ass stadiums get this very good attendances says a lot. There's a lot more potential there. Yeah, Luca. I mean, the thing with Gosens is it doesn't seem like, unfortunately, he had that shoulder injury. After he scored that goal against Lazio, he got that shoulder injury. So he's like, if it was the Gosens from before that injury, like, he was coming in and starting to like look really good, Gosens. So yeah, probably you'd think like, with the Man City's intensity and, against Bernardo Silva on that side, or Mahrez, well, depending on who starts, I probably would fancy Gosens a little bit more defensively, but he doesn't look like he's, fully fit as we would like him. And he has to be like, he's one of those guys. He's like, like a Lukaku, like he's got a physique. Like, he needs to be fully fit. He needs to be fully like explosive to be at his best, Gosens. Believe me, COVID remind Italy, especially how they should not take it for granted. Yeah, maybe COVID did that. But I feel like it's not as simple as that. It feels like there's just been it's just like a thing to do now. Like people like to go to the stadium, enjoy a day out at the stadium. Like it seems like there's more of a shift in mentality. I've been to the San Siro with 20k attendance. Oh god, quality of football is bringing in people. Yeah, I mean when it comes to Inter, yes, Sunit, but I'm saying like in general, I'm talking about general Serie A. There's been improved attendance numbers, but yeah, for Inter, obviously, you don't have to watch Gabi Mudingai or Safir Taider or Kuzmanovic now. You're watching actual ballers. You're watching real ballers. We can have it with these, yeah, 100% Nick Snox. You know how it is. Sorry that your boy Gagliardini couldn't even come on. But anyway, let's get into the analysis for the game. As we said, Lula, straight away. Like I think it was like 40 seconds, 50 seconds in, boom. I mean, I was still like getting my drink, still getting set up, and I look around, I was like, yo, Inter have scored. And 1-2, Lukaku, Lautaro, proper Lula connection into space. Jim City, the centre back, had no chance. You guys enjoying the moving guy mention. Yeah. Now Mourinho, yeah, he's one of those guys that was like, he put effort in, but he just wasn't good enough. Tied there. And yeah, Lukaku, like Jim City didn't even try. Like this guy completely gave up. He knew like there's no even point chasing Lukaku. And then he rounds the keeper very nicely. Sportiello, by the way, might sign as a free transfer to AC Milan, so we might be facing Sportiello again soon in the cross-town derby. So keep an eye on that one. And then the fact that we scored these 2 goals so quickly apparently is a record. So it's, according to Opta, Inter scored twice within the first 3 minutes of play in a Serie A match for the first time since January 1941 against Roma. Goals by Candiani and De Maria, who I don't even know who they are. Overwhelming. So best start to the game this whole season. Like we literally came out like wrecking balls. And Barella got the second goal after that, like Di Marco shot on goal. Yeah, we were just killing them. What a finish. This was a very underrated finish by Barella, by the way. Of course, on the volley. This guy loves a volley. Smashed it in. But really, really good finish by Barella. Really, really nice. No, Nukuri, he had to retire. He was sad, quite sad, his story. He had like they found like a heart issue with him. Yeah, he retired pretty early. He was one of those ones that I thought like, he had, he looked like a tidy player that could be a good squad player for Inter, but yeah, I still follow him on Instagram. He still like posts, but he just seems to live like a normal life. I don't know what he does now for a living, but yeah, he had to retire very early. Very sad. Oh my gosh. Yeah, bro, Nick Snogs, I need to put a face to your name as well. I want to see who the hell buys a Gagliardini jersey, so I need to know what you look like. Bro, as an Albania, what are our players doing? Oh, you mean Jim City? Yeah. That didn't look too great today, Jim City. Worth an XG search. Yeah, let's have a look what the XG was today. Actually, good shout. Oh yeah, you are spot on, brother. 2.79 for Inter and only 0.9 for Atalanta. So yeah, they didn't really create too much open, clear chances. We had 20 shots, more possession. Yeah, no, good performance overall. Just that kind of lack of intensity after we went 2-0 up. Kind of we got punished for it, but overall good. Is a little bit concerning. Of like we are starting to give. We really showed up at the back last few weeks, and then against Fiorentina we gave them quite a few chances. I mean, if Jovic was actually, the Jovic from Eintracht Frankfurt, I think we would have been punished in the Coppa Italia. And then today as well, like we can't be playing like the Napoli as well. Obviously, we need to be on it against Man City. We cannot give anything away. We need to be completely on it. And we've seen as well this team when we go up, like you remember Benfica, we went, what was it, like 2-0 up, 3-0 up against Benfica, and then they came back to 3-3. So yeah, we've seen it with this team. Sometimes you have a bit of a too good of a start. they can have that drop in concentration. I'm not too worried about the goals we conceded. Both were set piece flukes. Yeah, but at the same time, like there was a few moments where, like I saw they were getting in behind, like Hoyland getting in behind. Just like little things. Obviously, I'm bone picking with, small things, but with Man City in the Champions League final, Kirby, it's going to be little details that matter. There's going to be little details. They might score fluke goals as well in the Champions League final. So that because he was interviewed outside Inter, said in his first words, "Were Inter trusted me, now I'll give her my blood," something like that. Wow, I don't even remember that, Shakir. That's crazy that you still remember that. Aslani can't shoot the ball. He scored that uncle. It wasn't that easy. It wasn't that easy. It was on his left foot as well. It was on his left foot. Let your stupid. Let him breathe, man. Let him live. We've come a long, long way off, bro, Matt. It's crazy. I mean, I remember a few weeks ago I showed that video of our boys getting shouted at by a curva when we went away to Spezia. Remember that game when we lost to them 2-1 away? And, they literally rejected T-shirt. I think Hakan tried to give the T-shirt to one of them and it was rejected. Like, we were down bad. But yeah, space of 2 months and we're feeling good. Feeling good. What's up, Lord Figo? Good to see you in the chat. Oh my goodness, guys. I mean, this is completely out of context by Alba, but Dortmund, if you don't talk about bottling, man, Jesus. I mean, I've explained in the past, because I lived in Munich for a year and I used to go to a few Bayern Munich games. So I have like a little bit of an affiliation with, I sympathize. I don't support them at all, but I sympathize with Bayern Munich. But I wouldn't have minded Dortmund winning the Bundesliga. Like, it's needed. Bundesliga needs someone else to win it. But these guys, I don't know if you guys saw it, but these guys, literally all they needed was a win, and against Mainz, and these guys bottled it, completely bottled it, got a draw. I mean, they were losing until like the 95th minute, but that bottling gene, it's a thing, Spurs, Arsenal, whatever you want to call it, the bottling gene, like these guys, crazy. They need to just disband that league, man. So sometimes the Bundesliga, 11 years in a row, like you just need to call it quits, man. Just leave that league. I think that, D'Ambrosio was not good. D'Ambrosio was not good today. Let's see what oh my God, did you see Acerbi as well? This is in the first 15 minutes when we were just killing them. Acerbi, this is Limone ball, this freedom of position and letting, allowing our players to move freely and giving no reference points and confusing. Acerbi here, as he often does, felt quite brave, felt confident to go actually shoot on goal. He should have passed to Lautaro Hakan, to be honest. He did get to Hakan in the end. He did score Hakan with an amazing volley, but he was offside. But this was the type of football we were cooking in the first 10, 15 minutes. I just had to take a screenshot of this because, we see Acerbi doing these runs loads of times, but this one surprised me because he was already there. Like, this is not like he's carrying the ball into this position. Like, he literally started like 10 yards before that. Like, he was already there in the striker position. That is Limoncello ball. This was the Scalvini chance. So these are the half chances. I mean, you could say they were flukes and half chances, but in a Champions League final, Ruben Diaz, who's good in the air, John Stones, who's good in the air, getting that much space and elevation on you, that's not a chance you want to be giving. So, Scalvini, maybe future Inter player, who knows? He great elevation, gets the head, goes narrowly wide. So warning signs from Atalanta were there after going 2-0 up. Warning signs were there. Hakan and Bastoni were cooking today. Yeah, Bastoni went on beautiful little runs. Beautiful little runs. Acerbi had Pep thinking he was peaking out there. Yeah, maybe Pep's going to be like, you need to man mark Acerbi. Crazy ball job, real Cinque Maggio vibes. Yeah, that is. I mean, in Inter's history, we also have a bottle job like that. The one that ended up having R9, Ronaldo, Nazario crying on the bench. Iconic but painful. So we know what that's like. But Dortmund's bottling history is more, seems to happen more often with them than not. And here is the goal again, coming off a set piece, kind of confusion in the box, pinball in the box, kind of, luck involved. But still, at the end of the day, D'Ambrosio here tries to kick it, completely misses it, mishits it, and then it goes to Pasalic, who has, striker-like instincts, which he often does, Pasalic, and shoots and scores. But again, I didn't get the angle there, but it looked like he shot the ball after hitting D'Ambrosio's foot from behind, which, hurt D'Ambrosio. But yeah, that one is defensive mistake by D'Ambrosio. Yeah, it is. It is. I can agree with set pieces will be dangerous, but I'm taking heart that we don't let too much in during play. Yeah, 100%. Has D'Ambrosio even been good this season? No, he has been good this season when he's been called into action. It's just his wife, on IG, she's always posting loads of stories, with the kids. Let's see if they renew his contract. I mean, again, I wouldn't remind you renewing his contract if he reduces his salary. He reduced it last year to renew. I wouldn't mind keeping him if he reduces them again. But yeah, he hasn't been as reliable. Usually D'Ambrosio is that guy that's just like 100% reliable. Maybe he's been like slightly less reliable, but I wouldn't say he's been atrocious this season. What's the media? Oh, bro, you know the answer to that question yourself. There, everything is over. This is the easiest Champions League final possible for Man City. It really matters. They're talking about, if they won the FA Cup, basically they've already secured the treble. No Inter player can get into the Man City if there was a combined lineup. No Inter player gets in. Like, it's just full bias towards Man City. And I'm sure you already knew this. Maybe you were hoping for some balance from me, but no, I haven't heard anything, brother. As Khabib said, smash. Yes, exactly. Sadly, we can't afford Asensio. That guy wants to play behind a striker. Yeah, I mean, the thing with guys like Asensio is like, you have to have the vision and the buy-in from the player. Like, with Hakan, when we signed him, it was clear that Inzaghi, like he said it in the preseason press conference when we signed him, he saw him already as like, I'm going to turn Hakan into my Luis Alberto. Like, he literally said, like, he paired him. So he already had that vision, and then he turned him into a Brozovic even. When you turn these players, you have to have a vision. Like, Conte had the vision for Perisic, but he wasn't ready for it. He needed that year of Bayern Munich, came back, humbled himself, turned himself into a wing back. Asensio, he's available on a free transfer. I don't know. Can he be a second striker? I don't think so. I would probably see more of a conversion into a Mezzala, like, like Hakan did or someone like that. But like, you need, like, Inzaghi needs to be already seeing that, he needs to be able to convince Asensio of those types of things. Like, you can't just bring Asensio in and then see, like, let's see what we can do with him. But there are players out there available at the moment on the free transfer. Cherby saving. Oh my goodness, yeah! If Cherby scores that banger in the Champions League final, it would be the most iconic goal. San Danilo, the most loyal servant. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you need these guys like that, like just fillers. Like, he's even filled in. I remember a few times this season, he even filled out right wing back, like, or even left wing back. I think it was at one point, because Inzaghi did not trust Bellanova at all, which is, one of the, when we come to the end of the season, one of the points of Inzaghi is, the way he used or not really developed our youth this season. But yeah, D'Ambrosio came useful even as, wing back a couple of times. He's just that guy that you can plug and play pretty much anywhere. And again, as I said, if he reduces his salary even further next season, I wouldn't mind. I'm not losing sleep on if we keep D'Ambrosio. From experience, they only chat up English pundits don't watch Serie A. Exactly. That's the main thing. Mainly, Matt, is they don't watch Serie A. They just make their opinions of like few Champions League games they watched, which in theory should make them, impressed. They're one track. We generally ignore them or get mad angry when they talk. Yeah, that's true. Debbie is 100% true. I need to see Cordas at the UCL trophy, man. Oh my god. Gallia, Cordas, Correa. Yeah, Hoyland. Yeah, I think he impressed today. He impressed. We've been linked with him recently in the media, in the Italian media. But again, Atalanta paid like 18, 19 million for that guy, so they're going to ask for at least double that. But yeah, he's definitely one to keep an eye on for future. Not quite technical enough for what I like. He seems to be just completely relying on his athleticism, which is quite impressive for his age. Not sure if I prefer City to lose or win the FA Cup, but then again, maybe it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, I don't think it really makes a difference too much to me. I think, though, if they win it, then there really is that historic possibility for them to do that treble where it could guide them to an extra, or maybe it gives them the extra pressure. So that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. Because to me, both of those situations, because then if they lose the FA Cup, then it's all in for them for Champions League, because they still have that massive pressure, because Pep still hasn't won the Champions League with Man City. Man City still haven't won the Champions League, so that pressure remains on them. So yeah, I don't really care. I just hope whatever happens, they get burnt out in the next few, or whatever happens, like, Man United make them work for it, or like, no, I'm not gonna wish any injuries on any players, but just like make them work and make them tired into that game. Need Onana last minute header in the you need players like Didi, Nacho Fernandez who are happy to just fill in. Yeah, I guess Nacho. The thing is, but the problem with Nacho is Nacho's wages are not D'Ambrosio wages. His are Real Madrid wages. That's the problem. D'Ambrosio has I think he has 1.5 million net, just squad filler wages. With Nacho, he earns I think at least double or triple that. So that's the problem when you sign players from Real Madrid. They don't usually, unless they take a massive wage cut, they're not really affordable unless you're talking about starters. Yeah, no, Matteo, English pundits, especially when it's kind of the likes of Michael Owen, Steve McManaman, because these guys on BT Sport, these guys, even though these guys played abroad, that's the annoying part. Steve McManaman is low key. People forget he's kind of like a big Real Madrid. I don't know if he's counted as legend, but he's a historical player for Real Madrid. A few years in Spain. Michael Owen went to Real Madrid. I felt like you should have a bit more cultural nuance and understanding that he's not all about the Premier League, but these guys seem to be even worse than the other guys somehow. Yeah, I like guys like Owen Hargreaves, because I think he grew up in Germany and spent a few years. He seems to be a bit more balanced in his views. But yeah, a lot of those guys are just complete tunnel vision into England, EPL. Inter get easy draw like England 2018 in the UK media. Yeah, exactly. Gotta say, Lukaku challenging in this. Oh yeah, let's get back into the match analysis. As I said, yeah, goal conceded before half time. Wake up call, and Lukaku was just cooking today, man. Not just this, Lukaku today. I mean, I don't know. It's between him and Lautaro for me for man of the match, but Lukaku's touch today was on point. Whether it was chest, with his foot, with his head, layoffs, he was cooking today. This was a chance he created in the second half. Lautaro just narrowly misses with his slide. But yeah, Lukaku was just looking really, really good, guys. Really, really good. Being put into the pits, except Shaka. Yeah, he's just as bad. I think you like Shaka because he's from your ends, but he's just as bad as well. Those ESPN guys are just the worst. And yeah, this is the one that I think Matt's talking about. Picks it up, Lukaku on the turns, and then ball into space to Brozovic. And then Brozovic, very unselfish, lets Lautaro have a goal, which Lautaro, by the way, deserves. But yeah, all started by Romelu Lujavi, Romelu Luverati. Beautiful play. And he was doing this all game. And this is the reason why it has to be Lula starting the Champions League final. And by the way, with this goal, Lautarito is kind of catching up. I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen. He's got 2 goals to catch up to Victor Osimhen. But it's possible. It's possible. I mean, I remember if you guys remember Ibrahimovic, 2008-9 season, he needed to get some goals to win the Capocannoniere. And yeah, I think he scored 2-3 goals that last game of the season. He scored that back heel goal, if you guys remember, the one where he receives the ball, pushes the guy away, and then back heels it. And then he gets the top scorer award. So yeah, Lautaro hat trick on the last match day to be Osimhen could be on the cards. Could be on the cards. And yeah, I would love to see that. It's been since Icardi that an Inter player hasn't won a Capo Cannoniere. So I would love it. I'd love it. Lukaku doesn't play good on final. He had bad experiences on final. Okay, but then like, what? We just never play him in the final again. And so now, like, just never. Like, yeah, that's it. Forget it. Like, what's that supposed to mean now? Just like he shouldn't be allowed to play finals now. Like, this is football. It's about sports, redemption, comebacks. This whole Lukaku coming back he's literally redeemed himself this season. This guy had the most serious injury of his life, had the whole world laughing at him after the World Cup, and he's bounced back and he's scored the most important goals. Don't forget, people call him a bottler and all this kind of stuff, but he's the one who scored the most important goals for Inter this season in the Champions League. The Porto goal, because there was only one goal that took us through. It was 1-0 and 0-0. It was his goal. Benfica came on, scored that penalty. Very, very important. Ice cold away at the Dragao, at the Luge. So yeah, comes on against Milan. He's the one who assists Lautaro for that final goal. Like he's had some big performances recently in big matches. So don't forget that. Yes, he's definitely had bad experiences in finals, but that doesn't mean that you just don't stop playing Lukaku in any final now. The Lukaku ball was just magical. One thing I've been seeing more and more recently is Drovo. Yeah, I mean this is all, Inzaghi lets you have this freedom of, any of these three midfielders, whether it's Hakan, Barella, Brozo, Miki. That's the beauty with our midfield. All four of those guys can play in each other's position. Well, we haven't seen Miki in like a deep line position, but I think he could play it as well. All those three guys can switch in between each other. All those three guys can run up, because don't forget, Brozovic started his career as an attacking midfielder. This guy I still think he can do a job as a Mezzala if we really wanted him to. This guy, used to put up 6 goals a season, 7 goals a season if you let him. So he's got that ability to drive into space and also assist. And this is the beauty of the Inzaghi system. We Griezmann now. Is he a free transfer? If he's not free transfer, then no. Also, can we talk about Hakan today? I mean, I want to get some clips of his tackles today, but I don't even talk about it anymore, Kirby. Like, this guy is just normal now, Hakan. Like, his slide tackles are so nice and clean as well. Like, you'd think this guy's been playing as a defensive midfielder all his life or something. But the timing and the way, like, he goes, when you go around the player, or like, you go inside, but then wrap your foot around the ball so you take it just cleanly. He's amazing, Hakan. Amazing. Lukaku has 15 goals and assists in 20 Serie A matches. Had a lot of injuries this season. Yeah, goals per minute ratio, or GA per minute ratio, is really up there with the best this season. And as again, I repeat, he's doing it at the most crucial point of the season. Yes, points are worth the same whether you win them in match day 1 or match day 38, but you know that the points that you get now are the ones that weigh a slight bit more. It's that, a little bit more. Heard the commentator say Milito scored 30 goals in treble season. Lautaro is on 28. See, I find that, yeah, man. You could just really go down in history with that. Really, really. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Sevilla as well. Lukaku was doing well, and yeah, obviously that own goal. The visuals just don't look good. The visuals, but yeah, he was good in that final. Yeah, but we're talking about on form, mate. You're just talking like things like, Dzeko played a better final in like 1986 or something. Like, Dzeko is a big game player. Dzeko has proven his career, but we're talking about right now, like what Dzeko played. What was Dzeko? Okay, so what was Dzeko's final in the Coppa Italia? Like just a few days ago, he had a stinker in the Coppa Italia. Like, we're talking about in form right now. You know, should we like start saying, I don't know, if Acerbi's played, has Acerbi lost the final somewhere? Maybe we shouldn't play Acerbi now. Like, this is sports. 1-0 Porto, 1-0 CSK 20. Yeah, I mean, there's so many of these weird stats and like things that seem to be lining up for into these coincidences or not coincidences, I don't know. And of course, we've got the egg as well. We got the egg. No, he said 15 goals and assists, bro. 15 goals and assists. Lukaku's more of that voodoo magic. I mean, that's another thing. Lukaku needs to start this one. I can't watch Dzeko start. Again, I'm not going to lose. Dzeko in the Champions League campaign has been, you know, he's the one who also started all of the Champions League knockout games, whether we agree with it or not. So it has worked, whatever Inzaghi said. So it's not like I'm, going to lose my mind if that doesn't happen. But to me, if the decision wouldn't make sense to me. But of course, I back Inzaghi's decision, whatever he picks. Imagine Lautaro will obviously. There's no way Lautaro doesn't start. From saying Gags in the UCL final for him. Even reading that. Lukaku 100% needs to start. Question is Hakan, Barella, Brozo. Yeah, I think I like the, as I've said pretty much this season, I think our best midfield this season has been the Barella, Hakan, CDM, and Mickey. Because again, I still don't rate Hakan as a left centre mid mezzala. Because actually he seems to be better at the defensive side of his game, to be honest, than in the final third. But with Mickey's injury now, again, similar to Skriniar, it's not like Skriniar, because Skriniar's injury, he's been injured since like February, March time. Mkhitaryan's only been injured for like a week or so, and by the time we get to the final, it'll only be like a couple of weeks. So it's not that serious of an injury. But again, I'd rather have someone that's like fully, we need guys that are fully reactive, explosive, ready. And then you can always, I think Mkhitaryan, good thing with Mkhitaryan, I think he's also a very good impact substitute. If we're chasing the game, Mkhitaryan's got a bit more, dribbling ability, driving with the ball. He's slightly adds something different if he comes on a substitute. So for that final now, I would go with the midfield we had today. Barella, Brozo, Hakan. What else have we got? Yeah, that's the only one. Then we had obviously that Muriel goal, as we said, banger. I think it was given as an Onana goal. If we're going to be harsh, probably maybe Onana could have done better on that. Maybe concentration levels dropping on that goal. It was a really good strike by Muriel. It did dip and swerve quite a lot. But again, I'm picking on like small details there. I think Onana probably should have done better because I think he tipped it onto the bar or the post and it bounced back in off him. But yeah, it is. It didn't cause us anything. We didn't lose any points off it. But yeah, the Champions League final, these little details will matter. Everyone needs to be switched on 100%. Yeah, Matteo, I agree. We need co-players in the final. Yeah, fair enough, Estelle. Fair enough. We start with all three. Oh, God. I think Brozovic experience is essential. Yeah. I think that would be an amazing battle. Brozovic versus Rodri. I'm looking forward to that. I think those two probably... Brozovic, unfortunately, this season, because of his injuries, form up and down. But in my mind, two of the best centre defensive mids in the world going up against each other. It's a really, really good matchup. I don't know. I feel like Correa. Any of like Correa, Gagliardini, Dumfries scoring in the final would be the funniest thing. Like it would be peak banter if any of those three do something in the final. Nah, man, Muriel. Like, let me pull up his stats. Muriel is a player that I like so much, but I've always been against this guy coming to Inter because he's just one of the most unprofessional players in modern game. Like, you can't be that chubby in football, like, and get away with it. This guy's so unprofessional. Yeah, 2 goals this season, 3 assists. Like, he doesn't take care of himself. He's not a professional. He's lazy. I remember we were linked with him on the Conte, and I was like, Conte will destroy this guy. This Conte will literally send him to like the army. Yeah, he's so talented, but he's one of those players that I enjoy from a distance. Like if he was at Inter, he would be like Correa, because he's so, like, you saw what he did after scoring that goal, that corner he took afterwards. He just shot it to the other throw-in line. But he's so talented, like literally one of the most talented players from his generation. But he just never fulfilled that talent. Apart from 1 or 2 seasons at Atalanta, apart from that, this guy, yeah, I want to say wasted talent, because no one ever really, you make the best of what you got as a human being, but he didn't make the most of his talent, Muriel. But I've enjoyed watching him, like Ilicic, Jeremy Boga, Berardi, like all these guys. I like all these guys, but I not necessarily want them at Inter, just because that doesn't mean that any good player needs to come at Inter. I think I managed to enjoy players outside of Inter as well. I don't want every good player to come to Inter. Actually, a really good season, to be honest. There was a time I was full on. Yeah, same. Even though, if you guys know, if you're watching this show, after the 11th loss, I think it was the 10th or 11th loss, I was like, Inzaghi out. But I did, but I did say at the time, I was like, this is not Inzaghi's fault. It's just because I'm so frustrated. I want someone to pay for this. I want these players to pay for it. I want like consequences, because this can't go on. But there's a reason why I made that T-shirt, the Enjoy Inzaghi Ball T-shirt. There's a reason why I said even last year, like, I'm so happy this guy came instead of Conte, because we saw the potential in what he could achieve, and he's showing it now. Yes, Matt, 100%, bro. Believe, as our friend Olha Rossonero would say. Don't forget, we are the team with the Croatian. Yeah, that's another one of those coincidences / stats that, every Champions League winning team has had a Croatian in their team, and we've obviously got Epic Brodzo. Hey, Fezzi, hope you're doing well, brother. I think Fratesi would be good to replace him. Yeah, I've said that. But the problem, again, with Fratesi is the price. You're talking about backup / fourth / guy challenging for the midfield spots, but Sassuolo reportedly asking 30, 35, 40 million. And Sassuolo get that money for their players as well. So, again, I think I like Fratesi, but there's too much money for someone who would be a backup, but potentially getting into that starting 11 potentially. No, he's not as good as Barella. But the thing I like about Fratesi is that he's athletically, like, that guy's a beast. Like, he can keep up with Theo Hernandez. Like, he loves a battle, dual high speed. Like, he's really quick for a center midfielder. He can really drive with the ball. He's got a good shot, good eye for goal. But he's a bit chaotic of a player. He's not like technically secure at times. And he's not really he's improved on it, but not too much. So that's the 30 million plus price tag is just too much. Brozo got to go. I don't like him, and get Milenkovic, Goretzka, man, that guy, that cardio. He's a cardio merchant. That Goretzka, man, he's been exposed over the last few seasons. He had that really good COVID season. Which player would you think should start against Torino? Yeah, that's what I say. I was talking earlier, Bianca. I don't know how much Vinayak. I don't know how much rotation I would do. When is the Torino game actually? Because you have to get the balance right. Like, obviously, it's a useless game. Sunday, 4th of June. So you got, that's a week before the Man City game, and it's a week from now. So you've got a nice rest in between that. So you can probably play the same lineup again, because you're not gonna have players having 2 weeks off. Like, you're gonna try to keep them match fit. So as I said, I'll probably do some rotation here and there. I'll definitely start Lautaro, because I'm sure he would want to try get that goal to try catch up with Osimhen. But yeah, not too much of a heavy rotation, to be honest. I would I would go with a pretty strong team, so we keep everyone in check and in fit. Yeah, I mean, again, like you can say that, but as a Sassuolo, if they, I tweeted about Fratesi, and I said 30 million, but actually the direct quote from the Sassuolo CEO is 40 million. They want 40 million for Fratesi, so you're talking about half the price, and with the loan obligation, which that's something that you can do, loan with obligation, but it all sounds good in theory, but that's not the price that Sassuolo. They saw Scamacca for 38, 40 million. Sassuolo ask for a lot of money and they get that money for their players. I would play Ghostons. Yeah, I would play Ghostons. I would let DiMarco rest. That guy, yeah, that guy is just funny. He always just seems out of breath to me. But I would let Ghostons play to get him back into match fitness. And yeah, Belanova probably would play. Aslani, I don't know. I'd probably continue. Let Brozovic play because we know Brozovic doesn't really have issues playing too much. So yeah, Sean looks 10 years younger in the minutes. Spot saying Inter wasn't stressful. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. SMS Chala. Oh yeah, SMS of course. If he's available, now that's the guy. SMS has been one of my favorite midfielders in Serie A since he's pretty much come in. That guy, classy, beautiful touch, goals, assists, but also height, physique, heading ability, domination in the air, tackling ability all round. Inzaghi. Yeah, man. In SMS now. If you're telling me that you were getting rid of Brozovic to bring in SMS, then we're talking. Then we might finally get rid of the curse from like Lazio, Roma players that we buy. Like the Candreva, Correa, Hernanes. Recently, we've not had good luck buying from the Roman teams, but I think when you sign, if you manage to sign SMS at 28 years of age at his peak, I think that might be Milinkovic Savic, bro. Sergei Milinkovic Savic. That might be the time. Simaka Chalobah, bro. Like that Chalobah guy has not been convincing this year at all for Chelsea. Simaka, yeah, like the profile, Fezzi, the profiles is those ones, like the ones we've heard, like the Thiago Jallo that we're not getting now because of his injury, but Danso, or Lacroix, I said the one from Wolfsburg, from personal one. These types of profile, like young, athletic, up and coming centre backs that already have done something at a good level. That's the profile. But Chalobah, no man, he was okay as a loan. Again, I wouldn't mind him as a loan, as the same as I was saying last summer, as a loan to bring him in. But as the long-term successor to Skriniar, it needs to be someone that convinces me, like defensively. Chalobah doesn't. Well, the thing the thing with SMS is that's one thing now. Similarly to Correa, like we need to see whether this guy can make the step up. Because for Serbia, he's okay. And when you see him from Serbia, he's not like the same SMS we see for Lazio. So we need to we know there's levels to the game. It's fine doing it for Lazio, trying to reach top 4. If you don't reach top 4, it's not the end of the world. It is what it is. He's already a club legend doing what he's done. A Coppa Italia is good enough. There's different levels to the game. We need to see. This guy's been linked with like Man United his whole life as all SMS. But obviously Lotito's asking price has always been crazy. So there's still he's not like I don't think there's zero doubts with the SMS. And his mentality as well, the fact that he stayed there for that long and never forced to move. I mean, it's commendable. But also, like, are you really that driven? Are you really like do you want to be the best in your position? You want to be the best in the world? Like, just question marks. Mm. No, but I think he will have to, Emil, at the moment. He's because of his contract expiry, he's gonna have to sell him for cheaper than that. The reports are around 25 to 30 million. But yeah, normally, yeah, I wouldn't even entertain it because anything Lotito and you're wasting time. But yeah, guys, an hour. This is my reaction to Inter 3, Atalanta 2. Champions League secured. Very, very happy. Yeah. So Coppa Italia secured, Champions League is in top 4 secured, and now the actual Champions League left. 2 out of 3 objectives complete. Inzaghi ball, Limone ball cooking today. Lautaro plus Lukaku plus Barella equals UCL qualification. Bish bash bosh, sorted. Thank you everyone that tuned in, watched. Make sure you guys, before you leave, guys, do me a favor. 111 of you. If we can have 100 likes, I would appreciate that a lot. And keep a lookout. We will do a giveaway, as I said the other day. I might do it. Yeah, I think I'll do a member only giveaway because I think we haven't done a member only one in a little while. So keep a lookout, members of the channel, for giveaway. Thanks to Peach's donation. So yeah, thank you everyone that tuned in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Appreciate you all. Very, very fun stream. Yeah, 25 that would be a steal for sure. No, I don't think he's a Liverpool type player. He's not intense enough for Klopp. But yeah, thank you everyone that tuned in. Yeah, I like Carboni, but again, he needs to decide what his position is in this Inter team. Unfortunately, you're either a second striker or a mezzala. There's no CAM. He's very clearly a CAM, Carboni, a player from like the 80s, 90s. Unfortunately for him. And very, very one-footed, very, very one-footed, very left-footed. But we'll see how he develops. Hopefully he has a good under-20 World Cup with Argentina at the moment. Yeah, thank you everyone that tuned in. Ciao ragazzi, peace out. And always Forza Inter. We will be enjoying Champions League next year. But will we be enjoying a Champions League trophy this year? Who knows? Ciao ragazzi. See you for the Torino preview in a week. Yeah, finally we get some breathing time, breathing space. Next Sunday. See you guys. Ciao.